It's Fan University here on 105.3 The Fan, and right now we are joined by a very special guest. Texas Tech linebacker Jacob Rodriguez is joining the show for the first time. Jacob, it's a busy week, man. How have you been doing?
Good, man. I appreciate y'all having me on.
Of course. Well, coming off the BYU game, all the hype in Lubbock, college game day, everything going on, you obviously had a huge win, the key interception, all that, but you have to reset. There are still 2 games left, Central Florida this weekend in Lubbock. What was that like this week, kind of leaving BYU in the past, using the momentum, but then refocusing for senior day this Saturday in Lubbock?
Yeah, we have a 24-hour rule. So, we have 24 hours after the game, whether we win or lose, to be able to watch the film, correct it, and then get on to the next. And so, we've been doing that all year. And I think it's just something that we do, and we've done very well. And so, we're ready. We're ready to go for this game, and hopefully we can produce. But we've had a great week of practice, and I think we're ready to go.
Well, Jacob, I don't have the 24-hour rule, so I wanted to get a thought or two on just the environment in Lubbock for that BYU game, because seeing the videos online of all the Texas Tech fans leading up to game day and then obviously the game itself, you've been in Lubbock for now 4 years. What was it like then compared to the scene on Saturday for that game?
Man, it was great, especially throughout the whole week. We had Raiderville out in front of the facility with all the tents set up and students camping out and everything. And it was great. And, all the support that we got the entire week was awesome. And, it was a little bit more publicity than we, had, previously. But I think Lubbock and West Texas deserved it. I think we got to put on a great show for everybody in the country to see. And, we're just happy that we were able to give them that opportunity for, those people to be able to come out and see what it's all about out here. And, but yeah, it was great. I think the atmosphere of the game specifically was awesome. We were striped out across the stadium, and it was sweet. They got a cool couple of shots of it. And I don't know if you guys seen those, but I mean, it was awesome. And the whole time it was super loud. And I think, BYU came out and said, they had problems, on offense trying to communicate and hear. And, that's what it is when you come into the Jones. And I think, it was just a great opportunity for us to be able to put that on display. And I think everybody in West Texas deserved it.
No doubt about that. Jacob Rodriguez is with us on Fan University. And Jacob, you talk about the support that you guys have been receiving, and rightfully so. And one of the storylines that I'm fascinated with is the support you're probably getting from your wife, who by all indications is as badass as they come. I mean, an Army helicopter pilot. What has that been like? And maybe for the rest of the country that doesn't know, like, the dynamic of, hey, she's an Army veteran or an Army helicopter pilot. You're one of the best players in college football right now. That has to be awesome right now. Could you just share with kind of what that relationship has meant to you and the support from your wife?
Yeah, it's been awesome. We got married a little over 2 years ago now. And, she's been right by my side every step of the way. Unfortunately, she lives elsewhere, because she has a lot of obligations that she has. But I think she does everything she can for me when she can. And, we sacrifice so much for each other, but we're always there to be able to support each other and be there when we need to be. And, she's just done everything for me, and I'm just so thankful for her and, all the love and support that she's given me, every day. And it's been amazing. We have a really cool dynamic and, a great story. But, I mean, to me, it's been like that, ever since we've been together and, been around each other. And I just really appreciate, her support from, love and afar. But, it's awesome.
Yeah, just a quick follow-up to that. I mean, do you guys ever like get in debates or maybe arguments of like, I'm a pretty good linebacker, but hey, I'm a helicopter pilot, like as far as who, has like the kind of the bragging rights as far as, some of the flexing and that can be done?
No, not really. I think our relationships have been real supportive. I guess there's really not, much, debating going on. I feel like we've just been supportive of each other, and we both realize how demanding each of our specific jobs are, and I think we just kind of give credit to each other whenever we can.
Jacob, seeing the team and everything that we've talked about this before, but just the new guys in, you being that stable force there on the defense, to see that it has come to fruition, 10 games in, there's still 2 games left, plus the Big 12 championship and the playoffs. So a lot to play for, obviously. But seeing that this has rounded into one of the best units in the country, not just the Big 12, how does that feel, just a confidence level, knowing you can go compete with anybody with the guys you've got on that side of the ball? And did you expect this early on? Like, we're seeing it really play out during the season, but you guys had all camp. You saw Lee Hunter. You saw David Bailey over the summer. Is it just like just walk us through how fun it is to play with these guys and how confident y'all are heading into what will be the stretch run for the season?
Yeah, it's so much fun to play football with, everybody on the defensive side of the ball. And, it's the most fun I've ever had playing football, and I feel like I could say that for a lot of the guys out there. And I feel like that's apparent whenever people turn on the tape and, watch us fly around. But I mean, we knew very early, like I would say, I knew, from the first spring practice that we had, in all the off-season training that we did. And I know David came a little later in the spring, but everybody kind of knew that we were going to be pretty special. And, we had that belief that we were going to be, something if we wanted to be. And I think we have a lot of confidence in, our ability to play even better. And, we're playing well right now and we're doing a lot of things, but then we're doing a lot of things that, are hurting ourselves. And so I truly believe that every single one of those guys are really only focusing on, improving every single day and getting better week to week. And, it's easy not to get hung up on, what we've done, because everybody in the locker room believes that we have so much left to give and there's so much more to improve on and there's so much more work to be done. And so I think just the confidence comes from, our preparation every week, with everything that we do routine wise. I think, the opportunity for us to get better and better every single week just keeps everybody going.
All Big 12 linebacker for Texas Tech, Jacob Rodriguez, joining us here on Fan University. And you mentioned special. And at one point in your college football career, you had a special designation that was FBP, football player. That's one of my favorite things about Bronco Mendenhall and how he would designate certain players on the roster. And now playing linebacker, does that mentality of having maybe not just one set position like you used to have, does that still come into play in kind of how you've been able to basically create a turnover a game up to this point in the season?
I think that was, so long ago, now that I've been here in Lubbock for 4 years, but man, that was such a fun time in my life, being able to go out there and play under him and play for the University of Virginia. I had so much fun. I created so many good relationships there, but definitely playing on the offensive side of the ball helps a little bit with, getting to know, what kind of concepts they like, where to attack the grass, if we're in quarters or if we're in, a middle close defense, kind of where, we can be attacked. And so where we can kind of cheat our leverage a little bit within the scheme of the defense to, help make plays. But I think a lot of it, there is correlation, but a lot of it's just, with what we've done here with this team and, just how much fun we're having and everything that we're doing, this defense is just, continuing to get better.
Jacob Rodriguez with us on Fan University, and your answer segues perfectly into my question, because we're talking an offensive player in your past, now a defensive player. Not impossible for a defensive player to win the Heisman. There's been some Heisman conversation around your name. How do you handle all of that? And more importantly, I want to know is why Jacob Rodriguez should win the Heisman Trophy and be a part of that discussion. A little self-campaigning for you.
The stats are great this year, but the biggest thing that makes it easy to just keep going where there's no pressure is just being accountable to every other one of those 10 guys on the field. If I can just go out and do my job, I think it sets us up for the opportunity to take the ball away. And you'll have all the stats if you just play the game the right way. And football is meant to be played a certain way on defense, with violence and speed and effort. And if we can continue to put that on the field, and we just continue to do our job, it puts us in a great spot to be able to do the things that we've done already, and then things that we can continue to improve on. And I really don't have a a way for me to single myself out other than just doing my job.
Yeah, well, if we had votes, we'd be voting for you, man.
You got 3 right here.
I appreciate it. But yeah, I think just being able to be a part of this defense and just doing my job, I think that's what's giving me an edge right now. Is just being a part of such a great defense. I think, with the edges in the front that we have, and then, the back seven guys that we have, I think, everybody plays so well with each other and we communicate well, and, there's areas to improve, but, if we continue to improve on what we're doing right now, I think we got a shot to be special.
Yeah, Jacob, I'll wrap with this question. The relationship with Coach McGuire, you've mentioned being here for multiple years, and he loves you. Y'all have such a great relationship. It's senior day in Lubbock this Saturday. What are those emotions going to be like for you and Joey, you think, walking onto the field, walking in and out of the Jones for not necessarily the last time, depending on playoff seeding and things like that, but in terms of regular season, can you speak to that relationship and what Saturday will be like for you and Coach McGuire?
Yeah, Coach McGuire is the best. I mean, if I had, I always tell one of our, freshman linebackers that, I wish I had another 4 years like you do, and this is, a great place to be. And Coach McGuire and, Coach Will and everybody, I have so much appreciation for everything they've done for me and everything this university's done for my family. And, I'm just so appreciative. But, right now the mission is just to go 1-0. And we have to, take care of business. And so that's kind of where my head's at. Whenever we go down on the field and I start walking across the field with my family, then, maybe some memories will come back and, how much appreciation is shown for my family. But, right now it's kind of not really where my head's at yet. But, I mean, some emotion will probably definitely creep up during that time. But, yeah, definitely got to focus on, winning the day on Saturday.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm not surprised by your humility. I've been blessed to speak with you a few times now. Just what the example of a true leader, that's Jacob Rodriguez at Texas Tech, man. We appreciate you so much joining Fan University here on 105.3 The Fan in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Texas Tech, UCF at 2:30. We enjoy watching you, man, and we can't wait to see you. And we appreciate you taking some time out of your day to speak with us. Go get them on Saturday, all right?
Yes, sir. No problem. I appreciate you guys having me on. It's been a blast.